Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Today we are talking about alternative investments to stack up your portfolio like delicious pancakes drizzling with maple syrup. My name is Luca Nicora, your host. Welcome to And Now What? If you haven't seen my previous video about how money affects your mental health, check this one out. And if you want to know more about the basics and easy strategies to invest, check this one out. Now let's talk about the juicy dollars you want to make. A great asset to look into is fine art. I'm totally into art. The stock market increases by about 10 to 15% year over year, but blue chip art has outperformed the S&P 500. What? And what is great about art is that it is a crisis-proof. During financial crisis, the art market has not flinched. I don't have $1 million to invest in a Picasso. Then you should check out masterworks.io. I am not sponsored by this company. I just found this website and I thought it was pretty cool and thought I will share with you guys. Links below to find out more. Masterworks is like a hedge fund, so they do take a management fee. They take 20% off of the sale. You get 80% back. On their platform, they have a variety of artwork with their expected returns. You can find between 12, 24, and even 30% return for one of them. You have to invest at least $1,000, so it's not necessarily for beginners. But if you do have some cash lying around, found $250,000. They find the best performing artwork, they buy it, they take care of them, they store it, and then they sell it a couple of years later. So you don't have to do any of it. And the last thing that's great about it is that you can say, I own a Jean-Michel Basquiat, so I'm totally cool now. Collectibles. Another potential way to increase your wealth and diversify your portfolio is with collectibles. Pokemon cards, baseball cards, stamps, coins, electronics, movie posters, classic cars, celebrity memorabilias, ukiyo-e or Japanese prints, comic books, antiques. All great ways of diversification. Diversification is my religion. Where to find collectibles? Well, you can go on eBay, to garage sales, or even police auctions. You can sometimes find at police auctions some really expensive cars at discounted price because, well, some poor unfortunate soul lost everything and the bank seized it all. Poor unfortunate soul! Or maybe they got killed in their car, so if you don't mind a haunted car, you good. If you live in Japan, some museum sells actual original ukiyo-es or wood block printing. Most likely you will not find an actual original, wave from Hokusai, but you can find some pretty good ones. Sometimes they would even say that if that painting is owned by a museum or not, so it gives you a good sense of what is valuable. If you are a Marvel fan, check out action figures. I can't wait for the next Spider-Man. The new phase is starting! For instance, you can go on HasLab and get limited editions of certain replicas like the Infinity Stone Gauntlet or rare action figures. They put projects out, and if they have enough pre-orders, they will produce it. Take my money and give me that Ghostbusters Proton Pack already. Or you can check out Mattel Creations and buy some exclusive limited editions of Hot Wheels, Barbie dolls, and more. The thing with collectibles is that you have certain special care requirements. You don't want your collectibles to age or mold. You gotta pamper those bad boys. Do some due diligence and get yourself some first editions of Pokemon cards like Logan Paul and be a millionaire. Wine can also be a fancy way to diversify. I don't have a cellar in my tiny apartment. Thank you very much. Well then, check out VinoVest. Again, not sponsored, but found this pretty cool. This company buys and sells the wines for you. Similar to Masterworks, they do take a management fee. Theirs is 2.85% per year. But according to their platform, wine has outperformed the S&P 500 by 1,000% in the past 20 years. Oh mama. This company also created WhiskeyVest, but it's not out yet. But I think you can sign up for it. I'm personally not invested in that asset class, but I may because I do love my Lambrusco or Chateau Petrus. Chateau Petrus. It's funny to say. Kind of like a fart in a jacuzzi. In the previous video, I talked about the blue chips of cryptocurrencies with Bitcoins and Ethereum, and now let's look at NFTs, or non-fungible tokens. Is that like some kind of fudge? NFTs are the future of art, and the future is now. They are a unique, non-interchangeable unit of data stored on a digital ledger. Basically, a public proof of ownership. What's cool is that you can buy those artwork and hang it in your digital metaverse. Not only that, you can even get 3D models of fun stuff, music, songs, as well as flying 3D DeLorean, who's just flies in and out of your digital vault. The thing is, with NFTs, they have become very popular really quick, and so there are already quite a lot of stuff out there that may not be worth much. But let me give you some tips for this asset class. First, you want to get yourself some Ethereum coins that you can get on Swissborg, Gemini, Coinbase, or other platforms. Links below to get some free coins on these apps. And then you may need to open a crypto wallet attached to the marketplaces. Let's look at the easiest way to invest in NFTs, and that is the NBA collectible moments. When you sign up with them, you can get a free starter pack. However, most of their famous moments are already taken or maybe overpriced already, so you may not get really high returns. It's still a very new world, so it's difficult to know, because who knows how high these investments can go, because baseball cards can get really high returns over time. Other interesting ones may be from Gary Vee, Board Monkey, On One Force, Tom Sachs Rocket Factory, World of Women, and Crypto Strike. Now, what you want to do is buy the floor first, which means that if you want to buy an NFT from a famous collection, start with the cheaper ones, so you're not losing too much in case it doesn't go anywhere. Or you can buy NFTs from newer projects because they have room to move up. And check out the community around each project, because if there's a strong supportive community, it is very likely that the NFT will grow in value. And you can check if the creators of each NFTs are communicating with their communities on Twitter. That's where they tend to be. And you can also buy NFTs that have a historical significance, like the first one of a famous series. But they tend to be much more expensive. Projects like Mooncats or Punks, for instance. So where do I buy NFTs? Check out marketplaces like OpenSea, which is one of the biggest ones. Axis Infinity for your own video game NFTs. Rarible, another big marketplace. And Super Rare, which is more high-end stuff. In the real world, museums take 50% off of the sales of each artist, which sounds a bit unfair to me, honestly. But with NFTs, you can program in dividends so that whenever your art is sold, you can make some money out of the transaction, which is pretty cool. And it's a great way to support artists that you love. I don't personally own NFTs, but because I like doodling, you may have seen some of my doodles on the IG, so I may create some in the future. Peer-to-peer lending is a way for you to lend your money to an individual or a company. My job? I'm a bank. Do you mean you work at a bank? No, I am a bank. Okay. There are many platforms that pair lenders and borrowers together. Like dating for money. Most platforms have policies that will protect you as a lender, which is good. On these platforms, you can choose the amount of risks that you're willing to take with the amount of return you can get with your investment. Take my money, Jeremy. Go ahead. Make my day. Some famous platforms are Kiva, Prosper Funding, Peerform. I don't think you can get that much of a return, but that's something that you may want to look into, especially if you want to find a place to put your stimulus check, if you still have money left from that. Did you know that you can invest in real estate without having to buy a whole property by yourself? Tell me more, will they take my money? Some platforms do real estate crowdfunding, like the Swiss company Foxstone. For now, it's only for Swiss, Europeans, and people living with the proper visas in these territories. The minimum to invest is 10,000 Swiss francs, which is not for beginners, and the return is about 5%, which does not beat the S&P 500. So yeah, but it is better than leaving your money in a savings account that has a 0.000000001% yield for these Japanese banks. Similar platforms in the US would be CrowdStreet, Diversify Fund, Fundrise, Equity Multiple, and Reality Mogul. All these platforms have different requirements, so check them out. I talked in the previous video about ETFs, which are a basket of different stocks, and you can also get that for real estate, and they are called REITs. Here are some decent real estate ETFs. XLRE, XLRE by SPDR. It has a 5-star rating on Morningstar, which is really good. It has a dividend of 3.04% and a expense ratio of 0.12%. So that is a 2.92% return if you deduct the expense ratio from the dividend. Another one is FREL or FREL from Fidelity with a 4-star rating on Morningstar and a 2.93% dividend with a low 0.09% expense ratio. So that's basically a 2.84% yield. Before I show the last tip, if you got any value from this video, make sure that you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Another great investment is your own business. You don't have a business? A little secret. You are your own product. Everyone has value, but how to know yours? Here's a little list of questions to answer for yourself. What are your skills? What could you teach? What experience have you gone through that could help other people in the same situation? Do you create art that you could sell on platforms like Redbubble or Amazon Merch? Check out my Redbubble page if you want to support my creative endeavors. There are many steps here to find your niche and create your brand. If you want to know more about this, let me know down in the comments. This is another great way to grow your wealth and create passive income. It is more an investment of time and energy than money, but something that everyone should be doing because the future is digital. And the study shows that more and more people are relying on social media for their hiring, from a doctor to a business partner. So how do you or your brand is presented online? Look into that. Which tip are you going to try first? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video. Invest in your wallet, invest in your future, and invest in yourself. Love you guys. Peace.